In this video, I'm going to show you the new assets I added to the asset pack in the water shader, and also how I made this environment. The water shader is free for everyone, but there's a paid version that includes an asset pack to easily create your environments. I already have these assets. You can find them in the asset pack. There are 48 assets so far, and you can add the Blender file to your asset browser to drag and drop the assets. First of all, I'm gonna switch to cycles. I'm using the noise, and now let me switch to rendered in the viewport. And of course, we need to light the scene, so I can use this background. Just drag and drop to the viewport. Make sure to use append in import method, otherwise you won't be able to edit the assets in case you need it. Now in world, I can rotate the image. This is an HDRI from polyheaven.com. You can find more images on their website. I'm also using a sun lamp. I just need to rotate the light. But as you can see, the shadows are too dark, so I'm gonna duplicate the light and rotate it. Now I need a bluish color, and also uncheck cast shadows. Lower the strength to 0.9, for example. Once you install the add-on, you can find it in the N panel by pressing N, water shader, and click on add water cube. This will create this cube with a terrain. I'm gonna delete it. I just need the water. You can scale it up or down depending on your needs. Now in material properties, I can customize the water. For example, the scale of the waves. I can increase it to 80. I can also increase the strength to 1, just to see the difference, but it's too much. I can also change the color. I recommend to use emission absorption. I'm gonna pick a bluish color. I can also add caustics. Change the scale. But I prefer to use the caustic light. Just click on it to create it. Now in data, we can make some adjustments. I can increase exposure and lower power and increase the scale. The texture is animated, so you can make animations. For my scene, I'm using a boat. You can find some boats here in the assets. This is the new one. And also I'm gonna add the fish. Are animated with geometry nodes. So in modifiers, I can change the speed of the animation. For the water plants, just drag and drop. I'm gonna scale it down. Now go into edit mode, press delete and delete the vertices. Now I'm gonna take the draw tool and make sure to use surface. And now just draw the lines to create the plants. Again, in modifiers, we can make some adjustments, like the scale and distance. I added some vegetation. I'm using some trees from my nature pack. You can also find it on my Gumroad. Now we can add foam to the water. So I'm gonna use it to add a trail. So I'm gonna use this object. It's just a cube. I moved one face. Then add a subdivision surface modifier. I'm gonna place it here. And we need to add this object to the foam collection. This collection will be created when you create the water. So select the object, then press M and click on foam. Now I need to hide the cube from the viewport and from the final render. This is important. Now select the water. In modifiers, I can increase the foam to 1.3, for example. And now we can see the foam. And you can send any object to this collection and the foam will interact with that object. But in case you have lag in the viewport when moving an object, it can happen because the object is in the foam collection. Sometimes with high poly models, or if there are many assets interacting with the foam. So I recommend to send objects to the foam collection only when you don't need to move them. And that's it. I hope it's useful. See you next time.